From waste and recycling to trading standards and pest control.
I'm 100% sure that the rats won't get in via that route.
The job's above it.
We rely on our local councils to provide many of our most essential services.
Every time the phone rings, you never know what's going to happen.
In this series, we follow the frontline staff working behind the walls of Wigan's Council HQ in Greater Manchester.
Hey, it's Alex from Wigan Council.
Like council offices across the country, Wigan's finest are doing battle with those blighting our communities.
Excuse me, let's pick that up.
They're protecting us from hidden dangers,
Completely ball the thread, that could explode basically.
making our boroughs safer places to live,
Thought of a needle around here. Been there it is. One less anyway.
and responding to their residents when they call the council. Coming up, the council are forced to lay down the law to protect their residents from pollution.
I've been previously to the site, told them they need to be dampening down the site with water. I can't find any water now. I might actually serve notice.
They pull out all the stops to rid an historical garden of some unwanted residents.
And when we put the camera down, you may even be looking to see a rat. Who knows?
We won't, but
No.
And proudly oversee a bit of great British pomp and ceremony.
I bring greetings from Her Majesty the Queen.
The UK has 433 local authorities working hard to deliver a top quality service for their residents. Over 2 million employees funded by our taxes are determined to improve their communities, from maintaining our streets to caring for the elderly and inspecting the food we are served. Just 20 miles west of Manchester, Wigan Council looks after over 136,000 households. This diverse metropolitan borough covers 77 square miles and has a population of nearly 320,000. And the glue that keeps the communities together is the council.
That's what I was speaking.
And when residents call the council, there's a team of officers standing by to keep them safe and happy. Public Protection Officer Aaron Hansen is part of the Environmental Health Services team.
And the most common complaints from residents are noise. And so if there's building works going on somewhere, we can get a lot of noise complaints. But also there's other things around that as well, such as dust.
Today, Aaron is responding to 8 calls to the council from residents complaining about the dust coming from a demolition site. Julie Brindle is just one of the local residents who's unhappy with the dust pollution she's having to deal with on a daily basis.
Dust and muck is horrendous, really bad. You can't have your windows open, you can't take washing, you can't sit out. I'm working nights, coming home in the morning, and I'm not going to bed till late because I'm spending my morning cleaning.
If we get a complaint of dust, we're looking at how it's affecting the residents. If they're having to alter their daily activities, such as cleaning up all the time, it can become a nuisance and a frustration. Also, it's not great for people with breathing difficulties.
Most dust particles are too big to be inhaled, but can cause eye, nose and throat irritation. Elderly people and those with breathing conditions like asthma are amongst the most vulnerable to feeling the effects, so it's vital that Aaron resolves this issue as quickly as possible.
I've been previously to the site and told them they need to be dampening down the site with water, which they did, but it appears they've stopped doing that now, so we can go and have a chat with the site manager and make sure they're dampening the site down again, and they've got the procedures in place.
This site housed an old mill that's been demolished to make way for a residential development. Demolition companies like this one should be using water as a dust suppressant, especially during the dry weather.
I mean, you can see just by looking when the large vehicles on site, the dust just kicks up. And obviously we accept there's going to be some dust, but they've got several diggers working at once, so they're not controlling where the water's going. And if they're all over the place, there's not a chance they're going to be able to control the dust that's escaping. So we'll have a go and have a chat with them. Hey, all right? You remember me, don't you? Aaron from Wigan Council, yeah?
Yeah, totally, mate.
Hey, all right. Basically, I've been getting complaints again.
Right.
Last couple of weeks since it's been dry.
Right.
It stopped. It were great. When I came last time, the complaints stopped for about 3-4 weeks. Last couple of weeks, they've all started again. So I want to know that you're keeping on top of it with your water.
Yeah. The only thing is, we've got maybe a day's more crushing over there.
Right, but you're still moving it, and that's still going to kick up the dust.
Yeah.
So what have you got in place that you can deal with that?
We'll get that tractor back.
You're going to do that?
Yeah, we'll get that back on.
How soon can you get that?
It could be tomorrow.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll pop back next week to see how you're going on. If you can make sure you're damping everything down and...
Give the road a good blast down now. We'll get the tractor on probably tomorrow.
Right. Thank you.
All right, good.
The site foreman explained that they had a big water tank before. That got taken off yesterday because they've nearly finished the site now. And they had a big tractor, and that went at the same time as the water tank. What he's going to do, he's going to bring the tractor back. He's also going to, I mean, if you just have a look now, you can see how much dirt's being kicked up. He's got a little Bowser there that's he's going to drive around the site and dampen all the roads down, and hopefully that should resolve any issues.
The site manager instructs one of his team to hose down the driveway straight away. Aaron reports back to Julie to let her know what she should expect in the future.
They're going to bring a tractor in tomorrow and hose the whole site down, and if you've got any further problems, just give us a call and I'll come back.
Having dealt with the dust for the past few months, Julie is pleased that Aaron is on the case.
Well, if the council's involved, hopefully things will get sorted and it'll be better.
Still to come. The site is damped down, but is it enough to stop the dust blighting the lives of the residents?
How's things been over the weekend since we last spoken to you?
No different.
Has it not?
No, not really.
Wigan Borough makes up 12% of Greater Manchester's population, with nearly 320,000 residents that rely on their council officers. Barry Pilkington has worked for Wigan Council for nearly 30 years.
Well, I'm an enforcement officer for Wigan Council, part of the public health team within business compliance section. And my job is basically dealing with statutory nuisance around the borough of Wigan. Complaints of rats, mice, drainage defects, smoke nuisance.
Today, Barry is responding to a call to the council from 83-year-old Mr. Robinson, who devotes his spare time to lovingly tending a community garden near his house. This pit tub and surrounding garden honours the town's rich mining history.
We're planted up in spring with summer plants. Any time now, it's good weather, so it'll last a bit longer, and then take them all out and put winter plants in.
The first coal mine was established in Wigan in 1450, and at its peak there were 1,000 pit shafts within 5 miles of the town centre.
Both sides of my families were miners, and all the village were more or less miners or factory workers, years gone by. This pit tub's been in about 20 years roughly, and I've looked after it for 20 years.
But recently, Mr. Robinson has noticed some uninvited residents blighting his beloved memorial garden. Rats.
And sometimes at night I go for a pint at pub, and you'll be coming past and you see them darting about looking for food. Women especially are scared of rats, and you don't want them near children. So it's important to get rid of them, isn't it, if we can.
Rats are a health risk, as they can assist transmission of serious diseases such as salmonella and Weil's disease, although this is rare. It's vital that Barry establishes what could be causing Mr. Robinson's rat problem so he can try to eliminate them from this community garden.
This gentleman spends a lot of time keeping this little patch of land neat and tidy. He's a real pillar of the community, and Wigan Council want to try and help him. We just want to go along there now to find out, is there any obvious reason that we've got this complaint of rats? Are there any open drains? Is there any rubbish there? Is it severely overgrown and providing harbourage?
Even though the garden is Mr. Robinson's pride and joy, Barry has checked the records and the land is owned by Wigan Council, so it's their responsibility to get rid of the rodents as soon as possible.
Mr. Robinson, Barry Pilkington, Public Health at Wigan Council. Can we have a little look,
Just
please?
give me a walking stick.
Have you been out for the morning?
Yeah, but it's shopping day today.
Is it?
My daughter's been shopping, so I have to take kids to school.
Have you? You've done your bit?
And then let dogs have a run.
Fair enough.
So
Hello, sir.
Morning, Eric.
Mr. Robinson shows Barry the holes he believes the rats are coming from.
You cannot dig a hole from above without having a pile of soil at the side of the hole that you dig. You cannot do that. So this told me, within no time at all really, that something had dug up, and I believed it was from a drain.
Barry has established that rats are definitely the culprits, and having done his research before coming on site, he thinks he knows where they're coming from.
We know for a fact that there's been a terrace row here, and we feel that when the properties have been demolished, that the drains have been left uncapped. Because they're uncapped and they're going to a live public sewer, then you've got all the rodents in the public sewer who are coming out of the defective drain and popping up onto the grass. And that's something we can't have.
The uncapped drains are the source of the rodents, but something is making the problem worse.
That bin is still there, that skip.
I've noticed that skip, and we need to look into that. Is the food waste in that skip, are you aware of?
So,
Is there? I'll just have a little look at that, if I may. You can have a perfect storm scenario. We had a defective drain, which was allowing the rats to escape from the sewer system. You have fast food takeaways. There was a skip in situ. The longer that the infestation is in place, then they become more and more confident, and that's when you will see them coming out of the shrubberies and looking around for food. Let's see if we can get this skip removed. Obviously, there's an accumulation of flies on it.
All this rubbish is rat heaven and must be removed as soon as possible. Barry makes a note to get in touch with the skip company as soon as he gets back to the office.
In fact, how about that on cue? You can't get no better than that, can we? How fast do I work? That was very fortuitous. Perfect.
One problem down, one to go. Barry arranges for a private drain contractor to locate the old drain.
So, Mr. Robinson, I'll see you tomorrow at 11:30.
Yeah, very good.
We'll have the contractor on site, excavate. If we find a defective drain, we'll cap it off, backfill. That should be the end of the egress of the rats coming from the drains.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You take care. Take care.
Thank you.
Still to come, Barry's investigation hots up.
The smoke is now being drawn into the hole, and that is telling us that it's been drawn into a sewer. And hopefully it will show itself on one of the vent pipes on the properties.
Elsewhere in the borough, council officers offer an official welcome to some of their newest citizens.
So we could all say together, I will give my loyalty to the United Kingdom.
I will give my loyalty to the United Kingdom.
And respects its rights and freedoms.
And respects its rights and freedoms.
Public Protection Officer Aaron Hanson is responding to several calls to the council from residents complaining about the level of dust coming from a demolition site.
I've been previously to the site and told them they need to be dampening down the site with water, which they did, but it appears they've stopped doing that now.
One resident, Julie Brindle, has been extremely unhappy with the amount of dust she's found in her home.
Work nights, coming home in the morning, and I'm not going to bed till because I'm spending my morning cleaning. Yeah, really bad.
Aaron has spoken to the site manager, who immediately hosed down the driveway and agreed to bring the water bowser back on site. It's now 3 days later, and Aaron is back to check that the correct measures have been put in place to stop the dust from invading properties and causing breathing difficulties for those living and working in the area.
We're going to expect some dust, and there was always going to be a bit, but it's managing that. We've come back today to make sure they're keeping on top of it, making sure they're dampening down the site with the water, which they'd started doing on Friday. So we need to go and have a look and have a chat with them and see what they're doing.
If the demolition company is not practicing what was agreed, Aaron has the power to serve an enforcement notice.
When we issue a notice, it's about ensuring that residents are protected. We wouldn't look to shut sites down. We're purely there to stop the nuisance, and if they're not doing that, we can go to prosecution.
These drastic measures would be a last resort, and luckily Aaron can see straight away that the site manager has been true to his word.
You all right?
Do you want to have a... Can we take you round a second?
You don't need to. No, I can see from here. The main thing, I can see you've been dampening it down.
We've dampened this down this morning. I mean,
it
keeps...
It's going to come up now and again. Yeah. Just making sure you keep on top of it. No, I can see you've since Friday, it's a lot better. It looks like they've took on board what I've said, and they're going to keep on top of it now. And hopefully now that'll be the end of things.
It's good news for the local residents that simply by speaking to the demolition company, the dust issue seems to have been resolved.
I don't mind being the middleman, it's fine. It's just mediation a lot of the time, and because obviously a lot of residents don't want to go straight to them, they might feel intimidated. So if they give us a call, we can go down and have a chat with them, making sure that the processes and procedures that they've got in place, they stick by.
Aaron is satisfied that the site manager has put the correct control measures in place. So he meets again with local resident Julie Brindle to find out if there's been any improvement from her point of view.
Hello.
Hello, Aaron
Hiya.
from the council.
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
How's things been over the weekend since we last spoken to you?
No different.
Has it not?
No, not really.
So it's still been quite bad, has it?
It's still been like dusty and noisy.
Right.
I won't say anything's been any different.
Have you seen them water anything down?
No, definitely not.
Right, okay. I've had a look, and they have started dampening down the roads and the dust, the mound that they've got.
Right.
And from what I've seen this morning, it looks like it's stopped kicking up as they've come in a bit.
Yeah.
But if you're saying that it's not been great...
Over the weekend, no. The dust this morning, I must admit, has not been as bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've seen a slight improvement?
Improvement this morning, yeah.
If it starts getting bad again, like it was initially, get back into contact with me and I'll come straight back down and get on top of it.
All right.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Any Road. Thank you very much.
It would be impossible for the site to be free of dust, but Julie is relieved that the council are involved.
Well, knowing somebody's doing something about it, yeah, you know, is good. So we'll see what happens now.
Still to come, the dust problem is back, prompting Aaron to get tough.
Can't find any water now. I might actually serve notice.
The council tax we pay goes towards the work of officers like those in Wigan. But what's the driving force behind their day-to-day work?
My motivation in my job's doing the best I can, really. Don't profess to know all the answers. but I'd like to think I do a good job. I'd like to think I'm a willing participant in helping people if I can.
The motivation I get in terms of coming to work every day is actually the big difference you can make to people's lives.
Helping people, protecting the public, stopping people from getting ill in the first place. That's why I love my job.
Good afternoon, Wigan Council. Terry Dunn speaking. We're actually making a massive difference across the borough each and every day, which is a good feeling.
As well as the day-to-day services the council provide, there are also those that are life-changing. As Wigan Council's Registration Service Manager, Melvyn Jones oversees marriages and civil partnerships.
Hello, Melvyn Jones, Registration Services Manager.
I've probably married around about 12,000 people. We do see all sorts of different ceremonies.
Oh, that sounds fine.
We've had goth ceremonies and bridegrooms turning up with ball and chains and things like that, you know. It's a worthwhile job, you know. I wouldn't have been in it for 40 years, I suppose, would I?
Bye-bye. Bye.
Today, Melvyn is at Wigan Town Hall to oversee a more recent addition to his duties, a citizenship ceremony which celebrates UK residents becoming official British citizens.
I think we've been doing them since 2004. We usually have around about maybe 12 new citizens per month, and they can invite guests and what. I think the majority of people are quite proud that they've become British, and it's quite a nice informal atmosphere. You could have a cup of tea with us after a cup of coffee.
There are around 12,000 new citizenships granted nationwide every month. New UK citizens need to meet strict requirements set out by the Home Office, although these rules differ for spouses or civil partners of British citizens. Barbara Craig is a registrar at Wigan's citizenship ceremonies. It's her responsibility to oversee the paperwork for this very special and often long-awaited occasion in these residents' lives.
Have you got your Home Office letter there with you, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
There are two, one is for my son as well.
One for your son as well.
Before attending the ceremony, new citizens have gone through rigorous government checks.
They check their details with their Home Office letters. Can we have another new citizen? Hello, have you got your Home Office letter there? Lovely, thank you. Take a seat. I find out whether they want to affirm the oath of allegiance or to swear the oath of allegiance. So it depends if they're religious people, they swear by Almighty God. Which one would you prefer to do? That one? Yeah. So Melvyn will say all the words, but after the word I, you will all just say your own name and then continue to follow him through.
It's a pleasure and a privilege to be there because I think it's an important step for someone to become a new citizen of the UK.
Just take a seat for a few minutes.
It makes me feel proud to be British, to, you know, to be a part of it.
Priya Tomi is here today with her husband, her parents and her twin daughters.
I'm from India. I came as a nurse, so I love it.
And Tunisian-born Anis Ben Zineb is here with wife Laura and her father David.
I always worked in hotels and stuff where I met my wife, Laura, and we decided to come and live around here.
A British citizenship wouldn't be complete without a little pomp and ceremony.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Craig standing for the Deputy Lieutenant of Greater Manchester, the Deputy Mayor and Deputy Mayoress of Wigan Borough.
To recognise the importance of the occasion, the ceremony is attended by two of Wigan's dignitaries and Joyce Redfern, the Deputy Lieutenant in Greater Manchester, who acts as a representative of the Queen.
It gives a bit more grandiose to the ceremony rather than just going to a solicitor's office.
Most importantly, as one of Her Majesty the Queen's Deputy Lieutenants, I have been asked by her representative, the Lord Lieutenant of Greater Manchester, to attend and can therefore bring greetings from Her Majesty the Queen.
Firstly, the new British citizens are sworn in.
So we could all say together and repeat after me, I will give my loyalty to the United Kingdom.
I will give my loyalty loyalty to United Kingdom
and respects its rights and freedoms
and respect its rights and freedoms
and fulfil my duties and obligations.
and fulfil my duties and obligations as a British citizen.
Oh, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd like to congratulate you on receiving your citizenship. I'm hoping that you will find that in the borough, as I have found, the people are warm, welcoming, that you will feel at home, that you will feel cherished, and hope you have a very successful and long life in Wigan. Thank you.
The ceremonies are fairly recent. One of the things we pride ourselves on is the warmth and the friendliness, and that, yes, it is a very serious undertaking. But there's also a real joy as well. It means a huge amount to these people, to their families. It's a celebration of the diversity of their backgrounds, and it's a great joy to know that they live and work within Wigan and are contributing as British citizens here.
With the ceremony over, the families can now enjoy their lives as official British citizens.
I am very proud of it.
Today means to me that I'm British, I'm part of this community.
It's great.
And it's
a
good
family
for-
celebration.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
And I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
Environmental Enforcement Officer Barry Pilkington has been alerted to some rodent activity by local resident Mr Robinson.
And sometimes at night I go for a pint at pub and you'll be coming past and you see them darting about looking for food.
So far, Barry has established that rats are likely to be entering this local memorial garden via a series of redundant drains.
Because they're uncapped and they go into a live public sewer, then you've got all the rodents in the public sewer who are coming out of the defective drain and popping up onto the grass. And that's something we can't have.
It's the next day, and Barry has returned to Mr Robinson's beloved garden with private drain contractor David White and his assistant Stephen Cope to try and locate where the rats are leaving the sewer system and getting into the defunct drains. David starts by pumping smoke into the rat burrows.
The smoke is now being drawn into the hole, and that is telling us that it's been drawn into a sewer. And hopefully it will show itself on one of the vent pipes on the properties, even though I am 90% sure that they were coming from a defective drain. I have to prove it. And the idea is to pump smoke into the rat holes under pressure, which will then be drawn into the sewer system and show the smoke on the soil vent pipes. Those are the vertical pipes that you will see on the side and rear elevations of property. They are there to vent sewer gases.
But after several minutes, there is no smoke coming out of the vent holes on the high street or the neighbouring properties.
Try a different tool. Nobody knows where the drains are running. You know, these drains have been here years, and there will be a lot of drains running under here. They may be running off in any direction. We were hoping to see smoke coming out the top of the vent pipe. That's not been successful, but we're not going to be undeterred by it. We'll carry on. Are we having an excavation, or do you want to do a little bit longer? Are you trying this hole, or are you going to do...
There's two there now. There's two there, yeah. Yeah, we'll do a bit of a dig and see if we can find the pipe.
OK.
Yeah.
So now we're going to take the next step. We're going to carry out a dig on the rat holes.
David is going to have to dig down into the rat burrows to see if he can locate the defective drain. This will have to be done very carefully, as this garden pays tribute to Wigan's rich mining past. And Mr Robinson has put a lot of time and effort into keeping it perfectly manicured.
We will be trying to preserve this turf, and then we can simply reinstate and keep the cost down. Mr Robinson will be pleased with that.
Keep everything green.
That's what we want to do, isn't it?
Well, it has to be done, doesn't it? We'd rather have all and get rid of rats. Right, I'll come right again.
Once the top layer of turf has been removed, David can start to dig.
So now we're doing an excavation on the rat hole, simply following it down, trying to not lose sight of the hole because they do tend to collapse And all we can do is simply keep going, and hopefully we will find a pipe. And once we find it, we can cap it off.
After several minutes, the drain is nowhere to be found, but the team have turned up some hidden treasure.
Pound coin, do you want it?
No, keep it, no.
There you go. Oh, we're in the money.
Keep digging.
Keep going. We're digging for gold, David.
It's vital the council locate the drain in order to cap it off and stop the rats from running amok on Mr. Robinson's pride and joy. But although it's Barry's responsibility to get the problem sorted, it's contractor David doing the back-breaking work.
I mean, if you look here now, David is struggling with he's only got a 4-inch blade, 5-inch blade on the spade here, and he's struggling to get through the stone, and yet the rats have dug through it.
It is tough, that, isn't it?
It is tough. But all they've got to do all day long is make baby rats, eat and dig. Ultimately, they will continue to come out of that defective pipe until it is repaired, capped off.
After 5 minutes of digging, Barry thinks they have found something.
We've hit the jackpot. We've hit the jackpot. There is an open drain. We're just going to uncover it a bit more now so that you can see it better.
It's obviously still linked to an old sewer, and out the end of it there is where we think the rodents have been escaping.
That's music to our ears, that, David.
Yeah, I'll just clear it out a bit, and then I'll have a look down it.
Barry may have found the pipe, but he still needs to check it isn't live. And it seems that the 2-foot deep hole is creating interest with local passers-by.
Is that my hole for burial?
Still to come, Barry's team swap hard work for high-tech in their quest to find the root of the problem.
So our intention now is to put a camera into the pipe and to see where it runs. See if it's a dead length that can be just capped off, or does it need more investigation?
Public Protection Officer Aaron Hansen is responding to several calls to the council from locals complaining about the level of dust coming from a demolition site. Julie Brindle is just one resident who's been unhappy with the situation.
Now, dust and muck is horrendous, really bad. You can't have your windows open, you can't pick washing, you can't sit out.
Last time Aaron visited the site, he was satisfied that the correct measures had been put in place to stop the dust from invading properties and causing breathing difficulties for those living and working in the area.
It looks like they've took on board what I've said, and they're going to keep on top of it now.
It's now a month later, and Aaron is back at the site after yet another call to the council.
We've had another complaint. It was a business close by. There's been reports of staff having to work in different buildings because of the dust. I wanted to see what was going on, to see if there was still dust coming from the site, and if there was, I was looking to maybe take further action.
Before going on site, Aaron does a quick inspection from the road.
They're supposed to be dampening down the site, and I don't see any water tanks, any hose pipes or anything. It was a frustrating job, this. I'd visited them on several occasions, and they'd not done what I asked. I can't find any water now. I'm not satisfied that they've got the right control measures in place, so I might actually serve notice, even though they look like they're finishing. Go and have a chat with somebody and see what's going on.
The firm had damped down on occasion, but to reduce the nuisance and avoid potential prosecution, Aaron has to be convinced that these control measures are consistently in place. Aaron speaks to demolition worker John Haywood.
We've had further complaints.
What about?
Dust escaping from the site.
There's no dust on that at all.
Yeah, but when you move it, it's going to kick up. What control measures have you got in to prevent the dust coming out?
All the dust is out of it now, that's just crud.
Yeah, but there's still
Yeah,
spam particles going to be
like
kicked up.
everything else, you can't get everything.
Well, you've got to put measures in place to control that, and that's not what's been happening.
It's all wet through, it's soaked. You know, with the rain and...
I understand that, but you can't really rely on the rain to do your job.
No, I mean, it's been a real lot of rain on it, you know.
I can see it's damp.
You know.
Yeah, but as soon as you remove that top surface, there's going to be dust underneath.
Yeah, but it's like you can't be damping it 24/7. And you're keeping the dust down as much as you can keep it down.
Yeah, but how are you doing that?
Eh?
How are you doing that? Because you've got no measures here to do that. That's what I'm saying. You've got no control measures to keep it dampened down other than the weather, which you're relying on.
Well, I mean, you damp it down and there's no dust coming from it. We're just trying to keep the dust down as much as we can. We haven't got hose pipes on it now, but we have had hose pipes, and at the moment I don't think we need any hose pipes on, you know.
I'm not happy with that explanation. I weren't getting anywhere, to be honest. He's saying there's no dust coming off. I've been here several times now, and it's always the same mantra that they come out with. We're doing our best. It's damp. We're damping it down. There's no dust coming, but the complaints still keep coming in. So they've had the chance now. Time to get a notice served on it, I think.
Aaron serves the demolition company an abatement notice, which instructs them to stop dust from leaving the site.
Once we've issued a notice, we will revisit the site. If we can see dust is still escaping and getting into people's properties still, we can always look at the route of it, prosecution, but it's always the last resort.
Soon after, Aaron spoke with the demolition company, who assured him the correct control measures had now been put in place. 6 weeks later, Aaron is back at the site and all is quiet.
So they've finished now and vacated the site, so that's great. Obviously they had the big pile of dirt there and it was just blowing dust off, but that's gone now, so I'm happy. And they've complied with the notice because we didn't receive any more complaints from anybody. Good to see that it's moving on and it's ready for the next stage of development.
Resident Julie Brindle is relieved to have the dust issue resolved.
Council was very helpful, and only for them, I don't think things would have got done, you know, as good as they did.
This was definitely one of the worst cases of dust nuisance I've dealt with. I'm happy now it's finished and it's job done.
Environmental Enforcement Officer Barry Pilkington has been alerted to some rodent activity by local resident Mr. Robinson.
Women especially are scared of rats and you don't want them near children. So it's important to get rid of them, isn't it, if we can.
Barry has established that rats are likely to be entering this memorial garden tended by Mr. Robinson via a series of redundant drains. Barry has brought in private drain contractor David White to dig down and find the source of the problem.
We've hit the jackpot.
It's obviously still linked to an old sewer.
Now Barry and David move on to the next stage in their investigation.
So our intention now is to put a camera into the pipe and to see where it runs. See if it's a dead length that can be just capped off, or does it need more investigation?
If Barry discovers this pipe is live, he can't cap it off, which would mean spending more time and money resolving the problem. But he's hoping the CCTV will show him otherwise.
Okay there, sir. We've been using CCTV now to carry out inspections of drains for a number of years. If you have a point of entry, say if it was an inspection chamber or a manhole, you can simply put a camera into the drain and it will show any defects that are on that particular line that you have the camera in. And when we put the camera down, it's just as though you're watching TV, only what you're watching is the camera going down the drain. It'll show us any branch connections. You may even be looking to see a rat. Who knows?
You won't be looking.
No.
That's the camera head. It's got little LED lights. They'll light up in a minute when we put the power on. That's the actual camera lens. and in a minute when we put it in the pipe, hopefully the pipe's clear enough and we'll be able to see a clear run, and we know that 100% that's the old drain that the rodents have been escaping from.
David inserts the camera into the drain.
There's quite a lot of debris in there.
So it's not going to show us much.
But there's probably 50% of the drain still intact.
By putting the camera into the pipe, we've ascertained that the actual pipework runs along the length of this grassed area.
The pipe isn't live, so it can now be capped off.
We are now going to fill in the pipe with a concrete mix with a rapid hardener that will blank off the drain. By capping it off here, that should kill off the whole length of pipe, and we should get no further complaints.
While Barry is waiting for the concrete to dry, Mr. Robinson's local friend Alf comes over to find out whether the garden's rodent problem has been resolved.
Have you found your rats?
We've found a defect, we've found an open drain. We've just capped it off now with this concrete mix. We're just letting it go off now, then we can reinstate, hopefully make this grassed area to...
Do you think that's what...
Yes, we're pretty sure about that.
So if you see any rats, let me know straight away. Every time you walk past...
I'm looking for ladies with lovely figures.
Oh.
It's quite hard, so I think we're ready to fill in.
With the drain successfully capped off, David starts to refill the hole.
I hope this gardening, that when we put this back, is up to your expectations and standards.
I'll stamp on it.
You will let him know if it's not right, won't you? Bring him back. I'll give you his number.
And with the final pieces of turf relaid, Mr. Robinson's pride and joy is hopefully rat-free and looking beautiful once again.
Are you happy with that?
Right, we're back to normal.
That's what matters.
Action station,
Yeah.
Bit of action. It's what we want, isn't it?
Thank you very much indeed for your time. Good job, well done. I'll see you some more.
So that's another job finished for Barry, and for Mr. Robinson, it was well worth picking up the phone and calling the council.
Trouble is, a lot of people grumble and never ring up. That's the problem. You ring up and they'll come and sit with it. That's what council's for. Ring them up, get them going, and the job's done.
It's people like Mr. Robinson and their attitude which makes Wigan what it is, a grand place. So we need to help them as much as we can.
Like their council colleagues nationwide, it's been another productive shift for these council officers. They've welcomed new UK citizens into their borough.
It means a huge amount to these people, to their families. It's a celebration of the diversity of their backgrounds.
Thank you. They've tried to keep their residents safe from dust pollution.
Obviously they had the big pile of dirt there, but that's gone now, so I'm happy. And they've complied with the notice.
And helped eliminate rats from a memorial garden.
By capping it off here, that should kill off the whole length of pipe, and we should get no further complaints.
And most importantly, they've done everything they can to support the people of Wigan when they called the council.
I get an adrenaline rush by solving problems, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of my job. It gives me an identity.
Call the Council is back on BBC One tomorrow morning at 10:45. A quick trip to North Wales and Anglesey next here on BBC Two. It's Coast.